Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, I should say. Coming up on 1:40, I'm ahead of myself here. Used to saying that on TV, though. We've got a record-breaking nor'easter coming to the southeast and then the northeast this weekend, from wind and rain to the potential of severe weather. This is going to be a wild week ahead as we map out the impacts from this system. If you will, let me know where you're watching from right now, that the connection is coming through loud and clear. It appears to be a little bit on the laggish side from what I'm seeing on some of my monitors up here, but if you will, just let me know. We'll keep you posted, and we'll work on rectifying that. So let's get started first with what's happening right now. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and consider subscribing to this channel, in Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're watching from right now. Would sure appreciate the follow if you haven't already. So what we're watching right now is for a significant low pressure. This is very similar to what we would find in the summertime with a tropical system, or talking about a big nor'easter coming up. It is a very powerful low that's cranking out some serious stuff down here toward Florida over the next 24 hours. And what's going to happen here is we go throughout the day on Saturday. Rain's going to be moving through parts of Florida. It's then going to make its way toward the north, where it will begin to overspread rain into the upstate of South Carolina, Atlanta, Charlotte, sometime late Saturday night. It's not going to be heavy at that point, but I think by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we'll start to have some showers. Then the rain begins to pick up. You see those isobars, those lines of constant pressure. When you see those like in a tropical system or a winter storm, it's going to be very windy. And in this case, look at all that rain starting to funnel into the Carolinas. Georgia's just getting hammered with lots of heavy rain Saturday night while you're sleeping, and then it continues into Sunday. Notice how the track of this low is everything, similar to a tropical system. There's going to be a harsh cutoff of rain back here toward the west. So likely lighter showers in the western parts of the upstate of South Carolina into western North Carolina. And then for areas like Charlotte or Atlanta, there's going to be a much different kind of pattern that way, as you'll begin to see heavier rain. It's going to rain just about everywhere in the Carolinas and Georgia on Sunday. It's just going to be lighter the farther you get away from this core, just like a tropical system. If you're on the west side or the left side, there's going to be less rain than if you're on the right side or in the center. Nonetheless, though, you see that harsh cutoff probably getting to the I-26 corridor or I-85, but if you live in Oconee County, Clemson, Seneca, Anderson, you may miss out on the heaviest part of this rain, with it being Greenville, Spartanburg eastbound. But any jog, even 10 miles to the right or the east would mean less rain for the upstate. Any jog to the west would mean higher rain. So looking at this here, this is a very strong low pressure system. Look at that, 987 low, 986, 985, 984, 983. I mean, this is getting into lower pressure than you would find in some hurricanes. I mean, this is significant, folks. And in fact, I've seen some numbers thrown around that suggest this may be a record-breaking low pressure for the Carolinas. Nonetheless, it's going to crank out some serious wind Sunday night, and Monday especially for the area. This pulls up toward the north and continues to be rain until you get to the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains, where it begins to break out into snow, including North Carolina with a brief hit of that. Could have some school issues going into Tuesday morning. So as far as severe weather is concerned, there will be an outlook here issued for Florida, a medium risk for severe weather in Central Florida. If your family's down that way, if you're traveling to go see Mickey Mouse, go to Universal, anywhere around the parks, there will be the threat for severe weather in Central Florida this week, especially Saturday into Sunday. Watching that closely. And as it goes up the East Coast, anywhere in Charleston, Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach, the Outer Banks, Wilmington, will have the chance for severe weather, including strong winds and even some isolated tornadoes. That'll be the case. But this is going to be a big wind and rain event. I'll show you the rain. Look at this. I mean, this is tropical in nature, folks. The entire East Coast is getting a huge soaking rain. And folks, I am telling you what right now, if this were a month later, we'd be dealing with a big-time snow across the area. And I tell you what, this winter is playing out much like I expected it to. And for us, winter is already 2 weeks underway. December 1st is the first day of meteorological winter. And moving forward here, we're looking at the likelihood that this will continue to give us storm after storm, system after system, and give us a better chance at seeing more active weather, including lots of rain. So you see there's a far outlook. Let's zoom in here, and I'll show you what this looks like area-wide. Here we are. Showers begin to pop up Saturday night, a tenth of an inch or less. And here we go into the future. This is a brand new model, by the way. You got already 3.5 inches in Orangeburg, Columbia, Charleston, up the I-95 corridor, while the upstate's got about an inch midday Sunday. Most of this falls between, say, 9 a.m. Sunday and about 3 p.m. Sunday. After 3 p.m., it's starting to slack up in the upstate, and between 3 and 6 o'clock, there are much less rain totals there. But you see the tight gradient. You've got 3, maybe even 4 inches here along the I-95 corridor. You got 1 to 2 inches generally along the I-77 corridor. And then, as you look toward the I-85 corridor up through Asheville into parts of Greenville and Spartanburg, you get about 1 to 1.5 inches. And then the farther west you go, the more you get robbed, 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch. So it's going to be a tight gradient as this thing swirls up to the north and then sends the moisture back around that backside of the low. So that's the way that looks right there. As far as wind speeds are concerned, folks, it's going to get windy. There's no doubt about it. Even tomorrow, Saturday will begin to get very breezy by the afternoon. It'll be cloudy and it will be cool. 20 or so mile per hour winds by the evening, and that's as showers begin to move in. Sunday is going to be some sideways rain for a good bit of the day. Those gusts Saturday evening are up around 25 to 30 miles per hour, getting to tropical storm strength in the southern part of the upstate through Columbia, 39 to 40 miles per hour. And then look at the immediate coastline, folks. We got 50 mile per hour gusts, almost a 60 mile per hour gust. This is a very tropical looking system moving up the coast. And here we are in the mountains. Notice the mountains, the low's kind of moving away, but you get a secondary shot of some wind. Those wind gusts in the mountains get to 50 or 60 miles per hour Monday morning, very early. In fact, look at that 64 mile per hour wind gust up toward Boone. Wild, folks, just wild. So that's the way things are shaping up right there. Let's talk about the backside of this snowfall total. So here we are behind this system. It's going to begin to get some snow Monday evening, Monday night. Could see it flying around in Asheville and Hendersonville, but the totals will really be along the higher elevations, 2,500 feet and above, mainly seeing the snow. 3,500 feet and above, seeing accumulation, 1 to 3 inches. So some of those higher elevations of Mitchell, Yancey, Avery, Watauga counties, maybe even parts of Swain and Madison counties, could have some school delays, maybe even Haywood County going into Tuesday morning if you still have school. So where do we go from here? It looks like we're above. We're at a positive NAO, North Atlantic Oscillation. So this is how we kind of look at seasonal. Anything negative, here's 0, by the way. There's your 0 line. Anything negative would send pronounced cold air into the eastern United States. So we're positive all the way through the 23rd. It looks like there's a dip here, so you're less positive, getting closer to 0, which will be neutral, into the 23rd, 24th, 25th, and it goes back up a little bit through the 26th, and then it's pretty much flatlining here. And then as you see that this last part of it trying to go back up a little bit, the mean here would have it going back up toward the 30th and 31st. So I think we're looking okay as far as snow and ice threats through probably the first week of January. But once we start getting into the second week of January into February, we're going to continue to be active. I don't see that pattern changing. I don't see us getting less active rain-wise. So you're going to have system after system after system coming our way. It's just a matter of do we have cold air looking in? And I don't see significant cold air. I want to caution you there, because there have been times where in the midst of a 2-week stretch of warm weather, you get 2 days that are cold, and that's when we find a snow chance, right? And it's gone 2 days later. So that's not out of the question. But as far as looking at a deep, rich, cold pattern that's just waiting on snow, I don't see that happening at least through the first week of January. And because I don't see that happening through the first week of January, I'll tell you there's a much better chance, higher probability of that happening the second week of January through the rest of January into February. Statistically speaking, that's also where you find our highest snow possibility. So it's not unusual to not get cold air until then. If you remember last year, we had record-breaking cold temperatures around Christmas. I think our high Christmas day was 28 degrees in Greenville. It got down to 4 degrees above zero that night. So, I mean, it's been very cold this time of the year, but statistically speaking, as you look out deeper, that's when you're going to find your higher chances. So what can I help you with? What are you wondering about right now as we move forward here throughout the next couple of days? This chat is ready to display my. I always love that, how it says that for me, but it's a great tool. So what do you guys have for me? Stacy says hello. We got Loretta watching. Tammy's in the house. So what do you guys have for me today? I like anybody else wants to see a good snow, right? I mean, I am not bashful about saying my love for snow. That's what got me into meteorology growing up in Hendersonville. Donna says, I hate snow. Oh, man. Bah humbug, Donna. No, it's not for everybody. I mean, and to be honest with you, I like a good snow probably once or twice, but once we hit February, I'm kind of over it at that point. I'm ready to move on to spring, right? So, Donna, you must be like that. You must want some warmer weather. I don't like it being cold either unless it's going to be snow. Bonnie's watching from Etowah. Cynthia says, snow, please. Thank you for watching. Desiree says, hi from Piedmont. Desi, good to see you. Bowman, Georgia. Hi, Janice. When will it snow in the upstate? Probably not for a little while. Probably at least another 3-4 weeks. How's it looking through the gorge on 40 Tuesday morning? Probably going to run into some snow, but 40 should be cleared. I don't think it's going to be cold enough to stick to all the roads. I think you'll probably have some slick spots on the back roads, though. I need some cold to kill the insects. Yeah, that we've been pretty cold, so most of them are starting to go away, but I've seen a couple of them out there. Thank you guys for your kind words. What kind of weather can we expect on Christmas? Right now, slightly above average, which could be 58, 59 degrees. Doesn't look to be wildly warm, but slightly above average to near normal. And right now it looks to be pretty tame weather-wise. I'm from Chicago, moved to Greer 15 years from now. I hate snow. Kathy, I don't blame you. You've seen enough in your time to know that snow is not as fun as it always cracked up to be, especially if you're coming from Chicago. Winder, Georgia's watching. Hi, Jimmy. I want a good snow. I want a foot, Ashley says. Could this storm shift closer toward our area? John, absolutely, 100%. This storm is like a tropical system. It'll shift probably a little bit more. We almost need a cone of uncertainty for this thing. I wish we could, right? What time do you think the heaviest rain will be here on Sunday? Right now, midday, probably 10 a.m. through 2 p.m. would be my best guess. From Seneca, love snow here at the Weather Guys. Hey, Cody, good to see you guys. Tell everybody hello for me. Hi, Kathy. I believe you. How strong will the winds be Sunday morning? Pam, it kind of cranks up on Sunday. So starting off 10, 20 miles per hour. It's going to be even windy on Saturday before the main system gets here. But lighter in the morning, 10 to 15, then getting closer to 20 to 30 as the day goes on. Good afternoon. How bad will the winds be in southeast Virginia around the 757 area? Looking to be, especially closer to the coast, closer to 60 miles per hour. But in your part of Virginia, I'd say anywhere from 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. What's the biggest snow you've seen in Greenville? One of the biggest we've seen in recent terms has been last 2022. We had 7 inches in Greenville, which is a good one for us. Also contained ice, and the high the next 2 or 3 days was about 18, 19 degrees, so it didn't go anywhere. We were kind of gridlocked, and we don't have the tools that most northern communities do, so we have, 2 plows to every 10 plows that somebody else would have. So it just doesn't clear out around here as much. Will the Panthers beat the Falcons? That's the question of the year, Dwayne. Probably not. Just probably not. I saw tickets were going for sale. The processing fee for Ticketmaster was higher than some of the Panthers tickets right now. I think the ticket was $2 and the processing fee was $6. So if you want to go to a Panthers game, and hey, it might actually be a great time to bring kids to the Panthers game, right? Because you never really know. But it's going to rain. It's going to be windy. I mean, is anybody going to be there? That's kind of the question I have. I mean, wow. That's good. It's something else. Tina says hi from Fruitland. Hi, Tina. Say hello to my folks for me, please. Jimmy says go Falcons. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Weather-wise, should we start to prep our homes for the next 2 weeks? It's always good to be prepared, right? You don't want to be caught off guard by something that could come our way. And, we could get a rogue system that comes in and just happens to time out with some cold air. Can't rule that out. that's surprised us before, but the pattern overall is looking like as we move forward here, we're going to continue to be wet every couple of days. Hello to my wife who's watching. Lauren, you in the other room? I'm going to get something thrown at me here in a second. It tells me on my phone who's watching. Brandon Gray is watching. Mr. Christmas himself is watching right now. Who else is watching? I got Kathy's in the house. Idell's watching. Hello to you. Sabrina Noblet's watching. I like to call out my friends on here. It has on the monitor. It tells me kind of who my friends that are watching are right now, and then it's got a list of everybody else. So anyway, hi from Sugarloaf Mountain in Endyville, Tanya. So good to see you. Okay, so that's the way things are shaping up right now. Simply put, if this thing tracks a little more east, we're going to be seeing not as much rain. If it tracks a little more to the west, significantly more rain. But the call right now is anywhere from as low as a half an inch of rain on Sunday to as much as maybe 2, but probably somewhere in the middle. Maybe an inch or so. It's going to be windy. It's going to be cool. And then we dry things back out on Monday for a pretty nice week ahead. It's kind of the way things are looking right now. Folks, I sure do appreciate you guys. I hope you are having a good time with your family. It's a crazy busy time of the year. And my goal here would just be to let you know what's coming, especially in an impactful system like this. If you don't already, find me on all my channels. I would really appreciate your support and your following me wherever you're watching from. And as always, this is my passion. I do love weather, and wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Still got 10 days, but I'll be keeping you posted and checking back in. But hey, I know you're busy. You may not check in next time. All right, folks, I'll keep you posted around the